There's, Rob, if you find some of these, and we remember when we watched this and how they were like, we are not going to stop until ... and and everybody is watching this stuff, right? If Kamala Harris wins, every one of these things would have been pursued, and they would have convinced the populace that he is a criminal, he is this, he is that. They would have not stopped till the very end because they would have controlled it all. Look at the way she's speaking here.
Patrick Bet David is absolutely right to call this out. The way things could have played out if Kamala Harris had won would have been a completely different reality, one where accountability would have been thrown out the window. The legal system would have been weaponized without question, and the mainstream narrative would have been locked in against Trump and his supporters. Patrick Bet David breaks it all down with receipts, and honestly, more people need to wake up to what's really happening.
If Kamala would have won, none of this stuff would have happened. Rob, can you go to YouTube? I'm going to send you this clip. If Kamala would have won, you would have heard things like this. This is a clip of, if you go and type in Letitia James on YouTube, okay, and then type on the top right filter, views. Go to Letitia James, and then click filter, go to views, okay, and just watch the second one. That's from a year ago, 3.5 million views. Go ahead and play this clip, Rob. Can you put the audio? Yes, play this clip. Watch this one. This is a year ago. Oh, shoot, Rob. Yeah, it's fine. Just
called me venomous. He's called me disgraceful. He's called me radical. He's called me a racist. And this is only week 3. None of his behavior, which can best be described as performative, will change what's happening in the courtroom. The courtroom, as you know, where we have submitted evidence, and the evidence is clear. And that is, he inflated his statements of financial interests to enrich himself and his family.
Biden?
And nothing will change that. Not the attacks on me or anyone.
You can pause this. When you go back and look at the highlight reel, when she first came out and she says, we are announcing a lawsuit against Trump. There's, Rob, if you find some of these, and we remember when we watched this and how they were like, we are not going to stop until ... and and everybody is watching this stuff, right? If Kamala Harris wins, every one of these things would have been pursued, and they would have convinced the populace that he is a criminal, he is this, he is that. They would have not stopped.
Exactly. Patrick Bet David is spelling it out, and people need to pay attention. If Kamala Harris had won, every single lever of power would have been used to push the narrative that Trump was guilty. No evidence needed, just pure propaganda. And let's be honest, the media wouldn't question a thing. They would have carried the water for Kamala Harris and Letitia James, like they always do.
Till the very end, because they would have controlled it all. Look at the way she's speaking here. People forget, this wasn't too long ago. Go ahead, Rob.
Comprehensive 3-year investigation by my office, including witnesses, interviews with more than 65 witnesses, and review of millions of documents that were submitted by Mr. Trump and others. I am announcing that today we are filing a lawsuit against Donald Trump.
You can pause. This is all the stuff we were watching. No, I'm telling you, Vinny. I'm telling you, if Kamala would have won, this is a very different America. This is a very different country. This is a very different climate. If Kamala would have won, Google and Facebook are not giving the $1 million to Trump and all that other stuff.
Of course not.
If Kamala would have won, the climate would be very, very different. That's why November 5th, every single person, from the smallest, guy that sat there talking to their cousins and brothers and all that stuff, Adam, stop, to the people that are running a podcast, to others that are doing whatever they did to get November 5th. You went out there and stood in line for a few hours to vote. Every one of those people, you have to be so proud of yourself, because we were about to witness a shit show for 4 years. Life was going to be very, very different. There would have been no accountability. And so then we would have waited till 2028, which most likely the establishment Republicans wouldn't have been behind Trump.
Nope.
Because they would have said, at this point, you can't win. You already tried twice back to back. And that argument would have convinced people to step away from him. The fact that this took place and this is happening, this is great for America, for us to find out what really happened, who was playing games.
And that's the key right there. Patrick Bet-David is spot on. This is about accountability, something we wouldn't have seen under Kamala Harris. The people running these investigations weren't expecting to be put under the microscope themselves. They thought they could just steamroll over their opponents with no consequences. But now, they're the ones getting exposed. It's about time.
Everybody just wants simple accountability. That's really all it is. Very happy to see what they're doing here. And I thought, Bill O'Reilly's breakdown was spot on. Let's see what happens from here.
Patrick Bet-David isn't just talking. He's laying out the facts. Kamala Harris and her allies were ready to reshape the country in a way that would have silenced opposition completely. But thanks to voters who saw through the game, accountability is finally on the table. This is bigger than politics. This is about justice, fairness, and exposing the truth. Patrick Bet-David has been calling it out from day one, and now the receipts are coming in. Let's see where this all leads.